everyone. Welcome back to one more series on lean in RCM. And today we are going to discuss about the new denial. Okay, how we can control that denial through the lean methodology. That's what we are going to discuss today. I hope you are able to see my screen. And today's topic, what as I said, we are going to cover on the denial, right? So we covered a lot of denial in this particular series, and we discussed about the teamwork, what is the total 7 ways in RCM, how this can be stopped, and then your RCM process can be improved a lot. That we discuss in detail. So today, what we are going to do, we are going to see one more series of denial which is related to the provider credentialing, right? So you know very well the provider credentialing is a bigger denial unless the credentialing is not completed. Credentialing process is not completed, right? So when you get this provider related denial, right, what we are going to do here is when the claim is denied for a provider credential, understand your CARC and RAR code, and then is it relevant to your provider credentialing or it is relevant to the coding. See, some of the time what will happen, we will think it's a coding related, but it is a provider credentialing related problem. So whenever you get any provider credentialing related denial, what do you need to do? The historical payment, you have to go back and then check your historical payment is there in the claim. It's not only for that particular patient, it is for that particular provider, for that particular payer, especially for that particular plan, right? If you can combine this and then see if any payment is available earlier, send this claim back for reprocess and this claim will get paid. See, sometime what happens when you call the payer, they will say that your credential has been expired, right? The credentialing process, your term date has been declared, and they send a correspondence. Okay, if anything happen like that, no other option. You have to go back to your credentialing team, ask them to reinitiate or send the required details to the credentialing team, right? If there is no payment, and check the credentialing grid. So usually the providers will maintain the credentialing grid. You go back to the credentialing grid and check the effective and term date. Based on that, you take a call. Either you have to go back for reprocess or you send it back for the credentialing team. And sometimes what happens, there is a missing info, right? The when they do a credentialing process, some of the items would have been missed. The facility is not certified, the facility is not selected, facility details is not available in your credentialing. In that scenario, the claim will get denied related to the provider credentialing. So what do you need to do? You have to go back to your credentialing process and you have to fill all this required information there. The similar way, the provider taxonomy. The provider taxonomy is not getting updated, or the provider taxonomy and the service has been done is entirely different. So in that scenario, the provider taxonomy need to be revisited and then refilled in the credentialing form. The same way W9 form, whenever there is an address change or any changes is happening, the W9 form need to be updated. So usually what happens when you get a credentialing related to the missing info, we try to solve that with the AR team, which is not going to helpful because if you send a W9 form, it's not going to get updated by the credentialing or the customer care team. So what do you need to do? Reach out to the credentialing team in your organization or reach out to the payer credential team and then send what is the required information there. Once these are all the missing data which is updated in the payer system, then only your credentialing problem is going to solve. Otherwise, it'll never. Right? And the same way, the contract details. If, for example, the provider has signed a contract with the payer and the fee schedule is not loaded in the system, so you will get a provider credentialing related denial. And the same way, some of the CPT code or some of the diagnosis code is not a part of your contract, so it's going to get denied for that same reason. So now we'll see that what are all the denial codes for this. See here, these are all the denial codes relevant to the provider credentialing, right? So I'll categorize that by the subcategory wise. And in the subcategory, if you look into that, there is a contract detail and the diagnosis code or a CPT code relevant to the provider, and fee schedule is not loaded, and non-covered services based on the contract, and provider is not credentialed, obviously it will be out of network. Either you have to bill the patient or get the credentialing, and provider taxonomy as we discussed, which is a missing information. So this will be helpful. I attached this in the PPT. You can go through this particular one. Okay, how we are going to solve this through the lean, right? That's a major thing. See, in the lean way, when we are trying to solve this, we'll follow all the steps. See, the one difference is before we get this particular denial, see what we need to do. First thing, if you identified there is a credential is a problem, right? And especially it is for the missing info, send the required documents. See, if you send the required document today, it's not going to be updated by payer credentialing within 1 day or 2 day. Okay, they have their own time frame. Understand how much time they are going to take to update these information in their system. Till the time you have to hold the claim to avoid these kind of unnecessary denial. And once you send all the detail, follow the payer and confirm all the credentialing details has been updated, and then your doctor is credentialed with the insurance, then you release the claim. See, if the contract is not completed and the credentialing process is not completed, whatever the claim you are going to file, it's going to deny for the same reason, and unnecessarily you are going to work on it. Unless if it is a timely filing related. See, if you are going to cross the timely filing, it is a good practice that you can file the claim and then get a denial, which will be easy for you to go back and then send this claim back for reprocess, or you can create a project and then you can send it to them. Okay, this would be the good one to do, and you can do this to avoid these kind of denials in future. Hope this will be helpful. We'll meet again with one more denial in the next week. Thanks all.